Hello, this is Piotr Parda and welcome to my next tutorial. This time we are going to talk about colors, particularly watercolors and the way you can mix them in order to create colors and nuances that you need for your work. So let's start with a basic color theory principle, which is that all colors can be created by combining only three primary colors, which is yellow lemon, yellow. In this case, I chose a color called lemon yellow, red, and blue. So I'm just going to sort of treat those paints as generic yellow, red, and blue. In this case, I have alizarin crimson and ultramarine, and we are about to mix them, and I'm going to show you how to create secondary colors based on just these three. So let's start with just putting them on the paper. Let's start with the yellow. Next one would be red, and let's put the blue right here. And of course, because it's watercolor, we need a lot of water. Make sure that as you work, the water stays fresh, and just make sure that you take breaks and change your water as often as you can. So, of course, every painter knows that painting involves mixing, so let's mix some of that yellow with some of that red. And of course, it's no-brainer really. We have created some orange color here, and so forgive me for being very basic. This is very obvious, but I'm just going to start with something, and we're going to get to some kind of point soon enough. So bear with me as we mix some blue and red. We have pretty nice purple here. Another secondary color, and the third secondary color is going to be, as you guessed right, probably, I hope, it's going to be green, created by mixing yellow and blue. So of course, after that, mixing green with red will give us, orange with green and red will give us some browns. And at this point, as you can see, the brown is not very clean. That's why I want to move to the next part of my tutorial, which is working with pairs of colors. So we have two colors of cadmium yellow, and if you ever purchased any kind of set, you will see how the producers of the set create set of colors which come in pairs. So you could see how one of the yellows is a little bit more zesty, kind of like a lemon, and that's the name, lemon yellow. Another one is more warm yellow, kind of like I don't know, like a sunset, Mediterranean sunset, I would say. Cadmium yellow, which is a warmer tone of yellow. So you can create a sort of a pattern here, where in the case of blue colors you have Prussian blue, and the one we just used before, French ultramarine, or cobalt blue. Cobalt blue and French ultramarine are sort of similar in the temperature. They're sort of both cool colors. Prussian blue is a little bit warmer color, just sort of leans towards green, And then as for the red colors, we have alizarin crimson, we just used, and a little bit more intense red, which is in this case cadmium red. And of course you will see multitude of different pigments with different names. Just don't be discouraged. It's just the name of the paint comes from the chemicals or minerals with which the paint was created. So for example, cobalt blue is named cobalt blue because the mineral called cobalt was created for production of this blue, and it's just various ingredients from which the paints were created. So so as we can see, with these we have a wider range of what we can end up with by mixing those colors. So let's put down lemon yellow along with cadmium yellow. You can see the difference between the characters of those two colors. Let's put the warmer kind of red, which is cadmium red, next to the warmer kind of yellow, which is cadmium yellow. The names even match. And then sort of cooler type of red, which is alizarin crimson. We will match it up with French ultramarine, which is the cooler type of blue. And we will complete the, in this case, half circle, just sort of came out this way, with Prussian blue. Sorry about that, the problem is resolved. It just happened that some of my tubes were maybe not closed tightly enough and they just dried. So having those pairs of colors, we can match them up and make them connect with each other a little better without creating this muddy kind of color with the limited range of colors. So let's start with creating a pretty nice and clean orange using those two cadmiums, cadmium red and cadmium yellow will give us this pretty strong orange, much stronger than you can see here. It's just sort of like the paints are agreeing with each other. They are sort of from the same family, they talk the same language, so to speak. Next thing, let's create purple, mixing the cooler tone of red, which is alizarin crimson, with the cooler tone of blue, which is French ultramarine. So we have purple. The purple, of course, can be leaning more towards red, a little bit more lilac, and if you decide to create a little cooler purple, add some more blue. Just there's so many nuances to work with. And the last but not least, green, created out of Prussian blue, which is a little warmer tone of blue, and cooler tone of yellow, which creates pretty interesting and quite clean green. So you might ask, is this it? Of course, the answer is yes and no, because you can paint pretty much everything using just these three pairs of colors. The one exception is when you would like to give your orange or your green or your purple really clean look. If you paint something really orange, it might not be enough for just two paints to mix together. That's why it's good to have colors that are specifically created to be orange or purple or green. They're just made out of mineral or chemicals that create much cleaner, uniform orange. And you might not see the difference at first, but when you combine them side by side, it might be pretty striking how much more intense the orange is. So that's only in case of painting something very bright orange or very clean green. Sometimes the artist needs to run to the art supply store, hopefully open 24 hours a day. There's no such thing, but to grab the color that the artist needs. And it can be very specific color, and it's very important that you actually work with the tools that are very accurate for better results. So this pretty much concludes our very fast color mixing tutorial. Of course, there's not much in the way of showing you the color theories in all the history of color theory, and it's just I find it overwhelming for the beginner, and I just wanted to show you some more hands-on approach to mixing paint in practice without too much theory. So stay tuned for the next tutorial or other presentation about painting something with watercolor. Thank you very much.